Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, back again with another rum review. Now today I have Tortuga Gold Rum from the Cayman Islands in the British West Indies. And I actually brought this back when I was passing through Grand Cayman. Purchased it in the airport. It's a 1 liter bottle, 80 proof, which is 40% alcohol. And it says a product of fine West Indian rums, blended and bottled in Jamaica, West Indies, for Tortuga Rum Company Limited, Cayman Islands, British West Indies. And I think that's kind of interesting that this was actually blended and bottled in Jamaica, because if you're familiar with Appleton, which is one of the top rums in the world, Appleton comes from Jamaica. But let's see what it says on the back of this bottle before we crack into it and see what it tastes like. It says the Cayman Islands originally called Las Tortugas by Columbus, who first sighted them in 1503. His son wrote, "We were in the sight of two very small and low islands full of tortoises, as was the sea all about, insomuch that they looked like rocks. These islands became a popular haunt for men like Henry Morgan and Edward Teach, those infamous pirates of old who undoubtedly were well stocked with kegs," not bottles, but kegs of rum. It says rum was the favorite and perhaps the only drink of those adventurers. Today, over 400 years later, Tortuga Rum Company continues to use the same distillation process, that's important, to create award-winning Tortuga rums. So let's see how it is. I haven't tried this particular rum before, so it's going to be interesting. As always, you really want to take the time to check the nose on that rum. And immediately, this has a similar nose to Appleton. And that would make sense considering Appleton and Tortuga both are made in Jamaica in the British West Indies. But you got that Appleton type nose. Let's pour it in a glass. I got to bend over and get my glass. And as always, when you're tasting a rum, you don't want to mix it with anything. You want to taste the rum by itself. Now I put it on ice, and a lot of people would argue with that, but I'm immediately going to taste it because you don't want anything to dilute the true characteristics of that rum. And actually, that is very good. It's got the you really get the banana characteristic and all of those floral type notes just like you do off of Appleton. It's got a really good, an excellent nose as well as an excellent flavor profile as well. And that's one thing I want to say about rum. When you're looking at rum, whether it's the Tortuga that we just reviewed here, or another rum such as Mount Gay. I love Mount Gay and Appleton. Those are some other fine rums, and then also Pussers. You may have heard of Pussers. It's the Royal Navy rum, or just Navy rum, and it's good. It's a great rum, and you can check out my reviews of those rums. I haven't done the extra old Mount Gay yet, but that'll be in a future video. So subscribe to me if you haven't. YouTube.com/IrixGuy. Now what I'm going to do now is something that people often disagree with, and I'm actually going to mix this with cola. And normally I like to mix it with Pepsi, and that's a technique that I learned from a chap overseas. He's a big rum connoisseur watching my channel. He said, hey, try it with Pepsi. And ever since I tried rum with Pepsi, I'll never drink it with Coke again. But since I'm out of Pepsi today, I'm going to have to mix it with a Coke. So let me get some Coke and mix this up, and we'll see how it goes with that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it mixed in with the Coke, and I'm out of, I don't have a swizzle stick or anything, so I'm just going to use my finger. That is good. And what you'll notice, and if you've never had a real rum, when I say real rum, Tortuga, Mount Gay, Appleton, Pussers, if you've never had a real rum, once you have a real rum, you will automatically know, even if you're blindfolded, and someone gives you a glass, a sampling of rum, you're going to know it's well-crafted rum or it's just junk. And all this mainstream stuff that you see, you go to your local liquor store, you got the big brands, and nothing against them. I mean, they can make good mixed drinks, because a mixed drink's going to dilute the flavor profile of the liquor anyway. But for example, Bacardi or something like that. Bacardi's not rum. It's not real rum. These rums are real rums, and when you experience them, it's not about getting these to get drunk, because they are more expensive. It's about enjoying the complexities of all the flavors, and it's not flavors that can be replicated, because these flavors come out of the process that has taken hundreds of years to perfect. I mean, these Tortuga, Appleton, Pussers, Mount Gay, they've been making rum for hundreds of years, and it shows just the quality of the product. And it's like anything else, if you cook bacon in a cast iron skillet, and it's a new cast iron skillet, it's not going to be that good. You cook that bacon in that cast iron skillet, it's been being used for the past 20 years, it's going to taste awesome. Everything gets well seasoned, just like the pots that they make the rum in, those copper pots. Just like that. I mean, it takes perfection. And then the generations of people that have been making the rum in the past, and then it just, the tradition carries on, and it gets even better and better. So yeah, I love this Tortuga. And something I'd also like to mention is that a lot of people think if they buy a rum and they let it sit in the bottle that it's going to become more complex with its flavor profiles, rather. And that's actually not the case with rum. So if you're buying duty-free rum and you say, well, I could get this 8-year, or I could get a 12 or 15-year, but the 12 or 15 years more, I'm just going to get the 8-year and let it sit on my shelf for a few years. No, it's not going to change the flavor profile at all. So if you want to get a really extraordinary rum, I would say get at least a 12-year-old. And the Appleton rums, that is what I would recommend for the extra old rum. Speaking of extra, Appleton Extra is a great value, duty-free, and it's awesome. It's a step up from the VX, Appleton VX, that people will find in most higher-end liquor stores in the United States. But yeah, Appleton 12 is great. It's affordable, and anyway, this is a Tortuga video, so I'm going to stop talking about Appleton. But I can do that because both Tortuga and Appleton were made in Jamaica in the British West Indies. So subscribe if you haven't already, youtube.com/IrixGuy, and share this video and any of my videos with others. Y'all have a great day.